So of course it's the Monday after the first weekend of local lockdown restrictions on Merseyside, right across the Liverpool City region. Of course, that curfew's been in place now for a little while, but Friday night from midnight, you could not enter inside a pub, a restaurant, a bar, or many other premises with another household. Of course, that curfew's still there. Some big news today from Liverpool City Region. All of our local authorities within the City Region have got together and have pulled out 40 million for local businesses, which is fantastic. Nothing to do with the government. This is Steve Rotherham, Joe Anderson, the rest of them coming together to get this fund, emergency aid, in place, and that will become available this week for hospitality and leisure. There's one place in Liverpool which I love. I'm sure you do too. It's called Dead Crafty Company. It's fantastic beers on draft and a great little atmosphere on Dale Street. Gareth, how are you?
The weekend after the night before, kind of, really. It was the weekend was pretty rubbish, very downturning, people being out, to be honest.
So tell us, obviously, the curfew first off, Gareth. How's that affected things?
So the curfew for us, I mean, during the week, people think, oh, you're only losing an hour because we close at 11, Monday to Thursday. But in reality, you're not. You're closing at your last orders is 9:15. We have to have all members of public out of our premises by 10 o'clock with doors locked, or we get a huge £25,000 fine, and the potential of lose our license. So we can't operate, with them parameters. We get that fine, we're done. We're gone. We're a tiny little independent bar. So we've noticed a real downturn in trade. People are going home earlier. People just don't want to be, yourself. If you don't live in the city centre and you want to go, you want to go for a few drinks in the city centre, you travel, get home from work at 6, have your tea, get into town for 7. You got 2.25 hours to have a drink. No, unless you live in the city centre, you're not going out into town during the week. So we have noticed quite a substantial downturn in footfall and customers.
Okay, and then of course Friday midnight, we've seen the next phase of this. The local restrictions were tightened. Only one household here. How's that been this weekend? Have you noticed that?
Well, like I said just before, Friday was just okay. It wasn't amazing, and then come Saturday, it was possibly the worst Saturday in our 4 years of trading on a Saturday. Even in the depths of winter would do better than this financially and customers. We noticed that the city centre was quiet. Other bar operators that we know that were in groups were chatting away and all that, and they were noticing occupancy really down. Everyone was out in couples, no one was out in groups, because obviously people, good to the public, people are actually following the rules, in the city centre, which is good. But again, just more stress on us to another level of questioning we've got to give to the customers, who are all very confused because, as you say, the curfew came in 2 weeks ago, and there's still people looking at us going, why are you calling last orders at 9:15? It's like, because you've got to be done. There's so much information and wrong information out there. The public, the general public, like us, our heads are just spinning. Do you know what I mean? So
in terms of that mixed households, Gareth, how are you policing that when people are coming to your venue? How do you know?
The only way we can police it is ask the question and just say, are you from the same household? Now, on Saturday, we were quite fortunate that pretty much everyone who came in was just a couple. We didn't have big groups trying to come in where you clearly know they weren't. But if we ask the question and they say, yeah, we're in the support bubble, we as a retail, as a bar operator, we can't question that. We can't say, oh, all show us a utility bill. Who goes out with utility bills and things like that? So it's difficult for us. The emphasis of the fines that licensing and the police will put on the public are to the public and not us. But we don't want these people in our bar, like licensing coming in, fining people for telling us lies, basically. So not lies, but you know what I mean? Just it's really difficult, I'll be honest. But we were fortunate Saturday, Sunday that we didn't get big groups trying to come in. But when you say fortunate, that means less people coming in, less people out, less spend over the bar. it's going to start getting even quieter now.
Even tougher. Big news today, Gareth, in the Liverpool City region. 40 million has been made available from Liverpool City region, from other local authorities for restaurants, bars, hospitality and leisure in the area. It's an emergency aid fund. It's going to be available, in a couple of days' time. Certainly good news for the likes of you.
Absolutely great news. Just what Liverpool does always. It just pulls its pants up and goes, right, okay, we'll have to do this. Government's not helping as always. Why would they? Our biggest fear is our staff. We can muddle on and stuff like that, but I don't want to lose my staff. Our staff are great. We've built the team over the last couple of years. The furloughs, this is the last month of furlough. The new furlough scheme that they announced, the 32-33%, it doesn't apply to people like our bar where, we could have people doing a couple of shifts and you've got to work. It's not workable for us. So come end of October, if we're still in a downturn, we're going to have to start laying staff off, which is the last thing we want to do. But unfortunately, it might be the only thing we can do to keep afloat.
Okay. Well, listen, keep your eye out for that fund, as I said.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's really good, positive news today from the City Council. We'll be definitely looking and seeing how we apply and get that going, really.
Okay. What's the ideal situation now, Gareth, for you? A lot of people are talking about, potentially closing altogether in terms of saving that money. What would the ideal situation be for you in these circumstances?
I mean, me and Vicky and our other business partner, we talk about it obviously hourly, daily at the moment. For us, the lockdown was great. It wasn't great, but it was a lockdown and everyone knew what was going on. So we swapped it. We spun into the delivery service, done really well, got loads of new customers. Now, this period of time right now with the curfew coming in, the only household coming in, everyone's in limbo. No one knows can we go out? Do we go out? Oh, we can only go out till 9. Let's not bother. We've still got to get our doors open to try and generate as much revenue as we can to keep the doors open. But, public confidence right now is low. People are not coming out because they don't know the rules. So for us, it pains me to say it, but a proper lockdown, go back to the 21st of March when we were shut down and they offered us the furlough. The furlough scheme was fantastic. The one thing I can say that they've done right in this pandemic is the furlough scheme, but now that's coming to an end. If they close us down, shut all retail down, sorry, not retail, all leisure and, hospitality, at least people will know what the rules are then. At least we're not standing around waiting for customers to come in. If customers are going to come in day in, day out, wasting money having the doors open. Our deliveries have started going back up since all the curfew. So that's a little positive for us. It's only a little drop in the ocean for what we need, but it all helps. If we lock down, then we know what's happening. As long as the funding, I mean, forget the 40 million that the City Council have put out today, which is fantastic. It's got to come from big government. Yeah. It really has, because there's going to be, come October, all the operators we're talking to, they can't afford to keep their staff on. Some of them can't even afford to keep their venues open. So it's, it really is do or die for the hospitality sector at the moment.
Okay, really fair point, mate. Just before you go, I've had one of these deliveries from Crafty Beer Company.
I did it personally.
You did. You dropped it off at my house. Just tell us about these deliveries and what's available, because it is fantastic stuff that you are serving up and delivering.
So we're in a very fortunate position. We have 20 draft lines, and we also we can can every bit of draft on tap. So we've got a website, which is www.deadcraftybeercompany.com. It's a full web shop. Basically, just go on there. We've got over 200 cans and bottles from local to America to, all around the world. And if you in Liverpool, within a 9-mile area of the city centre, which is pretty much everywhere, if you order before 4, you get same-day delivery.
Perfect. Well, listen, check it out. We'll put all the info on our website and socials as well, and we can't wait to get back in to the actual venue when all this is over, Gareth, hopefully very soon, mate. Best of luck to you and Vicky, all the staff at Dead Crafty Beer Company on Dale Street.
Cheers, Jake. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Gareth.